Hi, I'm back again. Right, that video is uploading and saving. Well, it's not uploading, it's saving as we speak. So I thought we'd now make these outer boxes. These two here, which will be the same size, and then this smaller one here. For this bit, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I'll think about that later. So let's sort the boxes out. What I've done is I've put all my, as you can see, I've inked all the edges now. And I've glued my brads on with the 6000 from the Trinket Parlour, and they just sit in there lovely, look. Okay, so what I did is I got my ruler and I measured with it like open, okay, which is about 3.5 inches. So I have gone and up this way is 5 inches. So the outer boxes, I want them a bit bigger, so I've gone for 6 by 5, okay? So hopefully that will give me plenty of room to close it up. So what you're going to need is to cut your chipboard, okay? Got a little pile here. Now for the outside 2 bigger boxes, you're going to need 2 pieces that are 6 by 5, okay? 2 of those. Then you're going to need 4 pieces that are 6 by 2, okay, so you want 4 of those, and then you want 4 again that are 5 by 2, and that'd be 2 each for each box and 1 of the big pieces. Then for the smaller box on the front, we're not going to do a base. I just thought we would do the outer edge and glue it on. So this is 4 by 1, and you want 2 of those. And these are 3 by 1, and you want 2 of those as well. Okay, that's a bit bent there. So what we're going to do first is put our bigger boxes together. So we want 1 of those, 2 of those, and 2 of those. Now, as usual, we're going to need our construction strips, I should say. These are 12 inches, I think. Well, 11 1/8. They're A4 size. So they're just cut at 1 inch and scored in the middle. I think I've done about 10 of those. So let's just do this one. So cut your sheet at 1 inch, and we're going to cut it down as we use it, and then you're just going to score straight down the middle at 1/2 inch, okay, and then so that's that, your construction strip, or your hinges, or your bits that hold it together, whatever you want to call them. So some of them, I think I've done about 10, and what we're going to do first is we're going to put them on this bit. So I like to, or shall I do the sides first? Oh, it doesn't matter, does it? So you want to cut these down to 6 inches. Where's my scissors? Here they are. So just cut that at 6, and then you should be able to cut that one down to 5. Alright, and then we're going to get our glue. Ugh. I think I need a cloth. I'm in a bit of a mess with my glue, look, because I left it upside down. So you're just going to put your glue on your bottom of your hinge. So let's do that first. If my glue will come out, I might need a new pot. Okay, and then all you're going to do is place the glued bit underneath your chipboard and make sure that that is pushed right up into the crease, and then burnish that down. Okay, then we're going to do the same for the other side. So cut that down. You can cut them beforehand if you want to. Same thing. Add your glue. And place that on the other side. Making sure you're all lined up. Okay, so that's your first bit. Then we are going to do this side. Make sure it's going to fit. Yeah, doesn't matter if it's a little bit out. Do the same thing, place it under your chipboard and burnish it down. A bit more of that. Make sure it's straight. Same thing, add your glue and then place it underneath. Okay, and that one will go like that. You can mitre your edges if you want, but it's going to be covered, so I won't worry too much. Right, so then we want our, where are they? Our long pieces. So what we're going to do is put our glue along this strip here. Make sure you get in the crease of that chipboard so it holds. Get your 6x2 piece, push that in, and then bring your strip up. Okay, so that's that side. Do exactly the same for the other side. Get in that crease again. Put your next piece in, make sure you're all lined up. Hold that in place and bring your strip up and burnish it down. Okay, And then the same for these pieces, they will go in there. Didn't line that one up very well, did I? Right, I just need to move that over a bit. Oh, it won't show. Okay, add your glue on. Make sure your edges meet properly. Line that up. Push it down into the groove. And then bring your strip up. Like that. Ooh. Give it time to take. Okay. And then the same for the other side. Into that groove. Place your piece in, make sure you're lined up. Bring it up. Alright. So there's the start of your box. Now what we want to do is the insides as well. So I'm going to cut these down to just under 6 inches. So about there. Make sure they're going to fit. Yep. So that will be a 5-inch. So this time you're not going to put the glue on the inside, you're going to put it on the outside, okay, on both sides. Get on the crease as well. Alright. And then you are going to put that down there and push it right into the corner and burnish it down. Okay, and that will then hold your side up. Needs another construction strip. And cut that about there. Make sure that's going to fit. Put your glue on. The outside again, remember. And on that crease. And do the same thing, push it, make sure your side is standing up and push that in and burnish it down. Alright. Okay, so then we're going to do the same. Where's the one I cut already? Yep, that should fit in there nicely. Add your glue. push that down. Oh, that's a bit long, so I'm just going to snip a bit off. Oop. That's that one. Now we want this side. Put that about there. Make sure it's going to fit. Bring your side up and push that down into the groove. Alright, so then we're going to do the same. That's the inside and the bottom. And now we're going to do the same up all the corners, which should be 2 inches. So let's just cut a load of these up. So I haven't got to muck about. You want 8, 1 for each corner. That one's going to be a bit short. And another one. And if I've got 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So burnish them down. And we're going to do the same thing. For the outside, we're going to put the glue in the middle. Grab your box, make sure your corners are lined up. And burnish that down. And then for the inside piece, you want to do it on the outside of the strip. Same thing, push that in. It's a bit long, but I'll snip that off in a minute when it's dried. Okay. And that bottom. So cut them just under 2 if I was you. As you can see, I've got a little bit of an overhang there, but I'll just snip that off. And I'll just snip a little bit off each one. Okay, so this will be the outside. Bring your corners up, press that into the corner. Oh, moved it then. Don't want to do that, girls. Don't move it. Okay, so that's the outside. Snip a little bit off more there. A little bit more. And then the inside again. Press that into your corner. Burnish it down. Okay, that's that side done. Now we're going to do the same for this side. So inside, oh, hold it properly so I can see what I'm doing. Bring your corners together and just burnish that down. And again for the inside, make a bit off that. I can't cut a straight line to save my life. And that one will go on the inside. Okay. Alright, so, and then the last corner. Bring it together. Like that. And then same for the inside. Push it into the corner. Right. I'm just going to snip that. Doesn't matter if they're a bit short, like that one, because we're going to do the edges as well. Okay, so how long is this one? So we're going to cut that there. And that's going to go over the edge just to finish it off. You might have some little gaps in the corner, but just don't worry about them. Ink them up. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. And then just push that down onto your edge and burnish it down. A piece. There. I've got 2 bits there. Just offer it up, make sure it's going to go over nicely. See, that one's a tiny bit too long. Just a tiny bit. That's better. Okay, and do the same with that side. Oh. Take your time, don't be rushing like me. Put that on your edge. Burnish it down. Get your glue off your hands so you don't make a mess. And then what I usually do, where's my... Just flatten your edges down. Okay. And then we're going to do the same for the sides. So, put 2 together again. That's alright. And they're going to go over each edge. So I'm not going to do the second box on the video because it's just going to take up time. You don't need to see me do it twice. You know what you're doing, don't you, girls? So I'm going to do that one off camera. And I will just show you the smaller box. So again, put that over your edge. Bring it down. It's always best to start in the middle and push outwards. Okay. And as you can see, I've got tiny little bits in the corner, and I'll just ink those. So again, flatten down your tops. And do the same for the other side. It should be that one. And again, last one. And there you are. That's your first box ready for your paper. And let it dry a bit first. I'm going to snip that bit off there as well. It's a bit long. I have to get my smaller scissors. Yeah, I'm going to have to get my smaller scissors for that. Yeah, too big. So I'm going to go off. I'm going to make my second box, and I'm going to just ink in the corners and trim my edges where I need to. Check yours, make sure it's all nice and flat. Okay, and that's how it's going to be. So we don't need a lid for this one. Okay, because then these will sit in there like that, and then when the boxes come together it will close up, and then when you open it, it will sort of look like that. So it's coming together, ladies, isn't it? It's taken a bit longer than I thought, but that's that fault. It's his fault, him here. Took me a while to work that out. I don't think I've ever done anything concertina before, so which the sides were nice and easy, but it was that bottom piece. But we got there, didn't we? So that's it. That's your first box. You want to do exactly the same for your second box. And then for the little tiny outer box, I'll just come back and show you it's the same thing. You just want to join them together, but you won't have a base for it, so you're only actually going to be joining the outer sides, because we're just going to stick it on this. So this will be the base for that one. Okay, so go off and do that, and I'll do my second one, and I will be back to show you the little one. What I did mean to say as well is whatever papers you're using for your boxes, you need to add those as well. Okay, so just cut them down to the right size inside and out. Okay, and add those on as well. See you in a minute. Yeah, I'm back again. Oh, I finished my two boxes, so they will sit together like that with the pages inside, and it will hopefully, let me just put that up a bit, sorry, it will open up like that. Now before you put your papers on, I know I said go and put your papers on, which you can do on one side, but on the other side don't put this base page on yet, because we're going to put this box on. This little box that I told you that we weren't going to need a base for, we do. So I was going a bit doolally there. So you actually do need a base, and that's going to be 4 by 3. Okay. So, and you're going to put it together exactly the same way as you put these boxes together, except for the top bit, which I will show you. So let's quickly do these. So put your glue on. And place them underneath like you did the first boxes. Make sure they're lined up. Make sure you're in that groove. Bring that one up. No, I've put that on already, but we can do that as we go along. If you want to put the side on as well, because I've already put the glue on. So okay, bit bent. So that's that side. Same for the other side. I'm trying to rush because it's taken a lot longer than I thought it was going to do, and I'm late, very late. I'm usually late, but I'm even more late than late this time. So again, put that underneath, get your long 4x1 piece, put that down into that groove and bring your flap up. Like that. Make it stay. Make sure that's pushed right down, that's come up. See, this is why I like to do one bit at a time, because I make a mess. Like that. And then your shorter pieces. Actually, I'm going to do one at a time. Do it properly, so I don't make a mess. Okay, and then that one on there like that. And the other side. Actually, thinking about it, you could put your papers on. Oh no, because I want to put something to hinge it on with, so okay, then your next corner, edge, put that in there, make sure you're lined up, and then bring your little flap up. Stop rushing, Mandy. Okay, then the other side. Oh, I've got my flap on already, look. Put that one in, push it down, hold it in place and bring your flap up. Okay, and then do exactly the same again for the corners. Let's do the outside first. Bring that in. Again, if they're too big, just snip them afterwards. Next one. These are just scrappy bits that I've had that I just cut up, so don't be cutting up new card, just use what you've got left over, because they're only tiny little bits. I'm sure you've got some scraps you can use. And then this one. Bring that up. burnish it down. Next one. And again, the same for the insides. Make sure you're not too long. Where's my big scissors? There's a little sensation off there. And same thing, you do the outside for this one. And push that down into that corner. I find it's always, if you're watching a construction video, it's always best to watch the whole thing first, just in case there's any changes. Then you can learn by my mistakes, can't you, instead of making your own. Or me making you make mistakes, I should say. Okay, and then the edges. Just a tiny bit off there. Same thing. Push that down into that corner. And then the last one, this side, a little bit off there. Push that down into there. Clean up your glue. Your paper will probably cover it anyway, so. Okay, so that's your next box. And you want to do the same thing. You want to go around the edges. I haven't got any construction strips left. Like so. Okay. All the way around the edges. But don't put any paper on yet, because I want to add some hinges on the inside, which will attach it to the box. Okay. So I'm going to go and get some construction strips. Bear with me. Okay, got some more construction strips. I'll cut them ready. 1, 2 there. 2 there. 2 there. 2 there. And 2 there. So I've forgotten to do these insides. So I'm just going to cut them down. You don't want any overhang with those. So again, put your glue on the outside. And push them into the corners. Okay, all the way around. They are different sizes, but it really doesn't matter. As I said, I use my scraps, so too big, yeah. That in that corner. That in that corner. And the last one. Oh, that's a bit wonky. That one in that corner. Again, if you've got any overhang, just trim it off. Make sure they're all down. And then you want to do the same with your edges again. Trim it off if it's a little bit too big. Let's do it all first, shall we? That's that one. That's that one. I want that. That should be okay once the corners, the upper sides are down. So finish off your edges, put them on. Burnish them down. On the other side. Oh. Like that. That's that. There's a little bit of chipboard. Burnish the tops down. Flatten them out. And then hopefully they should go nicely in there. I'll just miter that a tiny bit. Put that over there. Same thing. Do both sides on that one. Put that on. Now with the inside of this box, you do not need to put any paper on it because you're actually not going to see it. It's going to sit on the outside of the other box. show you. Again, so if you've got any little corners, showing, then you need to ink those, because they will show on your edges. Trim any excess off. Okay, so what that will do, this is why I say you can put your paper on one box inside and out, and you can do the inside and the edges of this box, but don't do this base yet, because this is going to sit on there. So we're going to use some construction strips to hold that in place. Okay, I suppose you could, because you're yeah, because they're going to be inside, I think. Yeah, put your papers on, ignore me, put your papers on. Right, so I'm going to just go and finish off that, and I'm going to add all my papers. Now, I think this video is getting on for an hour long, so I'm going to stop this now and start a new one, part 3. Told you it was a big project, didn't I? Right, see you in a minute, ladies. Before we go off, and before I save this part of the video, I meant to show you how to put the hinges on so that we can attach the box. So it's the same thing. You want to make sure that they're going to fit inside. So I've cut mine 4x3. So I'm literally just going to cut them down a bit so that they fit inside, and then we're going to use those to attach our box to the outer box, to the other box. So let's just do this first. Tiny little bit. Now, what we need to do is apply glue. So you've got your peak of your construction strip. This bit is going to be up, and this bit is what you're going to glue to the edge. Okay, so that when we come to, so it will look like that once you've got it all in your boxes. When we come to attach it, we will apply glue all the way round and attach it to our box. So let's put these in ready before I do my papers and start a new video. I've got to go around the shop in a minute, drop some parcels off. It was shut yesterday. I think the old lady in the shop's died, bless her heart. Big sign on the door saying closed due to death in the family. So I'm going to see if they're open again today. So glue that inside the box. So this flap will sit down like that. Okay. And then the other side, same thing. Just glue on one side. Line that up with the top of the box. Burnish it down. And keep it straight. And this one. And then flaps out the way. Do the same thing. Oh, like that. And then, I might trim a little bit more off that one. Again, just on one side. And line that up with the top of the box. So what will happen is we will apply glue. It needs to come up a bit. So that's what it'll look like. These will all fold down, and we will apply glue all the way around this edge, and that's how we're going to attach it to our other box. So that's it, ladies. I'm going to save this video now, let this dry a bit before I start fiddling about and putting my papers on. So I will be back in part 3. Thanks for joining me.